Hi, my name is Heidi Peck, and I'm going to talk today about how to articulate on the clarinet, or as some people would say, how to tongue on the clarinet. Okay, so here's our clarinet. Each instrument has a different way of articulating simply because there's just different shapes and sizes of all the different instruments in the orchestra. So a flute does not have anything in their mouth. They're blowing across a mouthpiece. So it's different from tonguing on a clarinet where there is an actual mouthpiece and a reed inside your mouth. So there are good ways to tongue. So let's see, how I do it is your tongue is positioned in your mouth so that it's at an arch like this. So your tongue, the top of your tongue, is up against the bottom of your top teeth. So it's up there. You should feel it. Okay? And so it's sort of like, it's like this. And now the tip of my tongue is gonna, ding, 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 it's gonna go right on that reed. So if I put the clarinet in my mouth, you can't see it. So I'm trying to describe it the best that I can. But basically my tongue is not flat or hanging out or just straight in my mouth. There's an arch to it, okay? And that makes that the tongue can go a lot faster, okay? So I've got my top teeth on my mouthpiece securely on that mouthpiece. You can put a pad on there to protect your mouthpiece, and that keeps your teeth in place and protects your mouthpiece as well, okay? So here I am. I got my teeth on. My lower lip is protecting my lower teeth. That's a little cushion. So here I am. My lips are around the mouthpiece like a straw. There shouldn't be any air leaking out of that. Okay, so I'm going to blow. And then to make the tongue go, right, I'm going to use the tip of that tongue. Now here we go. It doesn't go. See, there's a tiny little opening there. That's where all the air has to go to make the clarinet sound. So you're not going to tongue right there on the tip. You're going to go right there, as close up to that tip as you can possibly go. And that's something you sort of have to figure out and sort of find it and feel it. And you might even think that that's where you are, and it's not quite where you are. And that's where a private teacher can help you. But you don't want it up there, and you certainly don't want it up here. I don't even know if you can do that with your teeth there, right? But you want to sort of as close to the top of that reed as you can, but not on top of it. Okay? So with all that being said, I'm going to go. And so if you're tonguing correctly, you should hear a definite beginning to that note. It should go ta 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 ta, and not like a fa 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 fa. Should be a tut tut tut, a very clear beginning. Whether you start a single note, whether you start a slur, there is a beginning to it. That tongue is going to set it off. Okay, and one more thing is that if I'm tonguing, tut 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 tut, nothing else moves. My jaw doesn't move. My throat doesn't move. My tongue is the only thing moving. So if you watch yourself in a mirror and you're tonguing and your jaw is going like that, or if you can see this moving, it's too much. You don't need any of that to move. It's just your tongue. And on top of that, it's really just the tip of your tongue is all that needs to go. If you have everything else moving, it makes it's heavy, it's more work, and you don't need to, and you're probably going to tongue a little slower as opposed to faster when it's just that tongue. Right? So if I do it correctly, but if I'm sort of, or whatever else is moving. So that's also something that a private teacher can help you with, and something that a lot of beginners might do is to have a lot of jaw movement and throat movement. Okay, so that's an introduction to tonguing the clarinet.